Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, we are live now with our developer stream. Hello, we have Picky here with me. He will be our guest star.
Yes. Looking forward to new changes, the new sneak peek.
Yep. So everybody, welcome to the developer stream. We are talking about upcoming PvP map changes. For this one, we are going to we're going through some of the changes with some of the PvP maps that are mostly on resource points and rebalancing the gameplay. It's not going to be like entire lane shifting. Some of you guys remember back then when we have map changes to the Express map, it's more like I guess we kind of tweak the covers, the location of some of the resource points. I think the main gameplay changes will be the location of the resource points. So Picky, what do you think about the last map change we have on Express? Like, what are your thoughts on it?
Express or Town Square?
Yeah, back then it was like Express. Remember we have remember when we shifted the A victory points?
The go through, yeah. I really like the fact that now goes through. Sorry, I'm using myself on the screen.
Hello, Mike, the amazing first time chat from viewer Alex North. Hello. So for those who are following on Twitch, so we haven't done any developer stream for some time. We are going to be doing more of this as we reveal some of the content to the community. We also, for the first time ever, we also want to get some of the community feedback. We are going to put some of the decision making of the gameplay into your hands. As I've mentioned on Discord, we'll be doing a poll at the end of the stream. Actually during the stream, but we'll set up the poll at the end of the stream. The poll will be on Discord, so if you haven't joined, please join discord.gg/MLBoxStudios. The poll will be there. We will be getting the community feedback, and I guess these are some of the not very spicy, non-controversial change, but they will have a gameplay impact on it. Trend says there's echo. Move point A, C, and B is... Sorry, I don't understand that trend. Moved A and C and B is more obscure. Yeah, if you're talking about the Express one. Yeah. So
mentioning echo from us.
Oh, echo from us. Let me see if I can actually swap to let me see if I can swap to... Hello, Picky, can you say something? Alright, I think there shouldn't be any more echo. Okay, so there shouldn't be any more echo. Yep. So we will be doing the poll at the end of the... We will be doing two polls specifically, right? On two maps at the end of the stream. Actually, you can start voting later on as well. If Rico could help me with the poll as well, I'd appreciate it. But okay, so without... Sorry, what mic is changed? Oh, I didn't change anything though. Hello, can you hear me? Oh boy, this is not good. Let me see. Oh, okay, hold on. Maybe it's my Discord. So what happened was that I swapped to the microphone on Discord. I swapped to the headphones. Let me change it back. Is it still crazy? How about now?
Now it's okay.
Oh, now it's okay. That's odd. So what happened was I swapped to the headphones for the input sound. Alright, so apologies for this technical issue. Rico, feel free to chime in if I have any issue. Okay, so where were we just now?
We were talking about the changes.
Yeah.
I really like the changes. Like it, especially like the second building on the north side, really gives the other team having to break the siege on the balcony itself to have something on the same platform level.
Right. Yeah. Express actually have quite a number of issues, but not as big as Academy. Academy was one of the biggest revamp we wanted to go through, and part of our ongoing process was to first is to balance the map, but another one is to like kind of redeco some of the area to give you more interesting battles, to move some of the dead zones as well. So that is in principle what we're gonna do. And right now the changes that we're gonna see is gonna be the same. So yep. Without further ado, I'm going to switch to the main screen. Let me see. All right, Rico, can you see? Hey, Rico, Picky, sorry.
Yeah. I can. Actually, I'm looking at.
This is the town square map,
Town
right?
Square?
Yep,
Town
it's town square.
yes.
So we'll be looking at town square first. Picky will give me some of his reactions, some of his thoughts on it. By the way, there's this little swimming pool outside. It's for those who hasn't seen. I think one of the community members, I think it was Long, who managed to jump out
It's
to the
long.
swimming pool.
Of course, it's long. That's.
Yeah, man. So this is a very nice deco swimming pool, but you can't really. Hold on, what's wrong with the stream? Something wrong with the stream? It looks like our Twitch stream just went down. Yeah, our Twitch stream just went down. It's just restarted back again. No, it's not over. I think I got disconnected for a short while. Yeah, it's back. It's back. Okay, so
Jeremy, you had like several jobs, and it's yes.
yeah, I'm not sure why it's just disconnected. So anyway, one of our things we wanted to do, the first step was actually to move some of the resource points from B. So okay, so this is the first changes. We have actually brought the supplies to the back. So if you can see, the supplies used to be here, right? Remember?
Right,
So
yeah.
we are now bringing it back over here. So so this will actually give us a this used to be a dead zone, right? So right now it's kind of near to the base. You can just come over here and then you can cap. You can also secure it, but this will be a non-vehicle accessible area. And you can go up to here. We have already tested. You should be able to secure with a power plant, and you should be able to hide it behind this van. But they will still be able to, see your
Long range,
power reactor.
yeah.
Yep. So from the other side, the same thing is happening. So we have this thing moved over here as well. There's this nice little park has been cleaned up a bit. I mean, there were a lot of random obstacles that got cleaned up a bit, and it's moved here. And you can actually still secure it from here. We've tested. Oh no, this one. Yeah, I think you can. You can still secure it from here. So again, same is going to be open. And you have to be very careful. You have to choose if you want to build a power reactor here. Then you're going to have to contend with enemy firing at it, or you can secure it with mules. So yeah, the choice is yours. So what do you think about this change, Pick?
I really like it because those map or places of the map were underutilized. Like you never really had any battle going on here. Only at I think it's C.
Yeah.
You had a battle like in the back. But now this is closer to the base, but still like really you can contest the enemy supplies.
Yeah.
And I really like it because this area before was really like overgrown, bushy. Like and this is actually it's quite decent neighborhood. So might consider moving. But
yeah. Notice
yeah,
this,
I really
Pick.
like the changes.
Notice this, Pick. The turrets cannot fire at you now. We added this little sign. So they used to be that the turrets can actually fire at you over here. So this is actually open for a little bit of harassment, although it's pretty near to the base, but it's still safe. Like for example, you can bring a seeker here and start firing at the enemy base, or you can just harass here with like if you're Exeron, you can harass here with like modulated MPOR or something. But the turrets will not be able to fire at you here. So this is like this change. This one blocking this is actually quite a new one. So yep, I think for you, your playstyle, you must be glad to hear that, right?
It's I'm actually glad both as like a commander, but also as an officer.
Mostly.
It gives me more opportunities to harass, but it also makes a little bit more of a safe spot for your supplies.
Yeah.
Like taking away the important, just the middle of the map.
Yeah. So having moved the supplies to the middle, right? We want to go through one more changes, which is that here we've actually added high ground for each side. So remember, they used to be we have the cache over here. We move it to the back. So this is actually slightly safer. You can actually put reactors over here and all this. You don't have to block the road here. So none of the things here change in the middle, but we've changed a little bit here, so that like this nice little entrance here you can sneak through, and also for the players who are coming from this side. Usually it's very hard to assault here because you have very good defensive position. Remember, there used to be a wall here, and obviously you have one hole here, and then this is like fully open. So right now you can kind of sneak through, you can safely assault here. But we have also given this side a very high defensive ground. So this is This is like a throwback to Homeland Security. Remember, we have like a high roof.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you can actually get a very good defensive area here. You can climb on top of here. You can fire down the road here. Over here as well, you can have an overlook over here. So this gives you a very safe zone. You can throw down an armory behind here, but there's no, bear in mind, there's no supplies here. But this will give you a very good overlook into this whole area.
Ooh, but how is it counteracted from the opposite side?
Ah, that is a good
Because you have high
question.
ground here now.
Yeah, that's a very good question. So this, right, also serves to block. You can't have like a direct view anymore down there, right? So over there, let's take a look over there. All right, so over, are we done here? Let me see. Yeah, we're pretty much done here. So over there, you get this. So this is actually on the screenshot of the community update. If you haven't noticed, was there any audio echo? Let me check. Something changed. Nothing changed actually. I'm sitting down here still doing the same thing. Hold on, just check with you guys. Is it echo on Piki's voice or is it my voice?
Your voice.
My voice. That's
It
not-
randomly it echoed for a split second, for I think 3 seconds, and then it stopped. But then the quality felt different.
Oh, this is definitely.
Not different. Oh, it's just hitting different. I know. It's just, but something is in the air tonight. Yeah, man. I agree, Slefringer.
It's in the air tonight.
I didn't want to give. Yeah, so the echo is just on my side, right? So I have a new mic, new fancy mic, new Yeti fancy mic. Rico has passed to me.
Nice.
So I mean it's usually be in our office, but since the lockdown we have actually moved to Rico's house and he just got it back. So can you guys still hear me though? Not too bad and temporary. Okay, so we have a high ground here. So right now we have a little bit of a change here. So we have a dead mule here, by the way, if anyone noticed.
Aww.
Poor little mule. So
Come on.
so there used to be not much going on here, right? So right now there's a very good defensive zone here. You might remember this bridge, Piki. You know where this bridge is, right?
Where is Bridget?
Academy.
Academy.
Yeah, so this is exactly the same bridge in Academy. But it's a bit different. You have like both ends, so it's a very, I would say a formidable looking overpass. And this is actually, I would think this defensive area is a little bit stronger than that, but depending on how you like it, that one is a bit more diagonal. But if you notice here, you don't have a line of sight into enemy base.
Interesting.
Right? So remember, someone was saying that Town Square actually has a very clear line of sight all the way to enemy base. So this is not true anymore. You don't have this. It's completely blocked. But you can still fire if you really want. There's like small holes between the wall. So
yeah, if you manage to pull off that shot, you deserve it, basically.
yeah,
That's,
correct. So notice that the power, the credit point is also been moved. So it used to be here and it's very hard to lock because you either choose to block the road or you put it here where it's like open from firing from the other side, right? So right now you can actually lock it here. I've tested it; it's possible. So we have also streamlined the path so you can have either this entrance or you need to go through here. So it's much easier to defend. Of course, there are also sneak paths. You can actually sneak through from here. You know, try to come here, go up here and flank. So it's possible. There's a bit of a cover area change over here. Notice that there used to be nothing going on here, and right now we have some. We added once. This is one of the contested supplies, right?
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is new. So why do we add this here? So it's a very important thing. And we were like 50-50 on adding this here, but I think ultimately we do want to add this here because so notice that B is actually slightly nearer to this side. Obviously, ideally we would want the this thing to be in the center, but I mean the victory point to be in the center, but unfortunately we can't because there's this thing right smack in the center. So you either have it slightly beside the road or it's slightly tilted over there. So while this area gets a full defensive section here, and we have a VP over here, so we're going to create a bit of interesting situation by adding a supplies over here.
Right.
We considered this for a long time, but what's your take on this?
Ooh, I will have to see it in action next, because I'm quite fearful for giving one team a really strong defensible position towards a victory point, but at the same time, that having an extra supplies really helps in the long run. So it can go either way. Like it's
Yeah.
definitely interesting. It takes away the focus completely from the middle, compare with even supplies moving to the back. So
Yeah. Actually, one of the suggestions came from, I think, Trent, one of our community members. He's actually on chat as well to say move some of the things behind. And I agree, because I did have that thought as well. It's either the cash or the supplies. But one thing you have to realize, despite this being over here, the distance to the base is actually within 5% margin. So distance-wise, right, this victory point may look like it's nearer to this side. This side is actually team 1, right? GSF team. So it looks like it's nearer, but it's actually not nearer. It's about 5% margin. So because there's like, it's not a straight path, right? So in terms of navigation path, it's actually about the same. We measured that. But to me, what is more important, it's not the distance, where it's also the defensible position, right? So if one area it's easily defended, then it's a different story.
Right.
Yeah. So
yeah, definitely looks good.
Yeah, so we can actually defend here. We've added a lot more covers here. Back then it was a lot more deco. Back then it was just like some weird stuff. It was just like, I think it was like a small watchtower or something, right? Yeah. So we've added a lot more. This one bars here. We've also changed some of these. We've cleaned up the location a bit. This looks more like a proper guard post.
Checkpoint.
Yeah, checkpoint. So yeah, this will be the major change, the adding of these contested supplies. So this contested supplies again is also within 5% margin of both base. It's actually quite, but this one I forgot already. If I recall correctly, it's within 5% margin as well. The newer points, actually we do a lot of measuring. Some of the older maps we don't actually do a full measure, because right now we have the tools to do it. I think this one didn't change. Oh yeah, this one got changed. This one got dragged back as well. We're probably going to clean up some of this. So for the viewers out there, bear in mind this is not 100% done yet. There's some cleanups. Some of the areas has been cleaned up, some not yet cleaned up. Like for example here, we tend to put only these supplies where this kind of military ammos and all these nearby to supplies. So this has been moved to the back. So we're probably going to move some of the stuff back here as well. None of this stuff changed. Oh, there's one very important change pick. I don't know whether this affects you or not. A lot of commander actually have this problem. You see this building?
Yeah.
There used to be a very tall building here, and this would actually block you. And what happened is that, and you can't click, right? So when you point, right, the building actually blocks your mouse cursor. So so what happened is that I'm like, what the hell? Something's wrong with mouse cursor, until I flip over and it works. So I've actually removed these buildings. This is very, very annoying for the commander as well. So yeah. But I think aside from gameplay changes, right, this covers actually help some of the FPS players, because previously this area was really, really open, right? Remember, like you were running across here, and then if like iron guards would shoot at you, and especially all these areas, right, you have vehicles, garden troopers on it, just whack you left and right. You don't have all these small little corners to run about, right? Remember?
Yes, yeah, definitely. It's just an open field waiting to get shot.
Yeah, especially this area, it's really, really open, and so adding some of this actually helped officer to have a bit more areas, a bit more covers to navigate. You still can't avoid this is road crossing, where this road crossing actually has a lot of open areas still.
We got a question from Trent. Did the northwest zone border got fixed? So,
sorry, what is the northwest zone border? Let me check.
So at the bank, I think, at the A zone.
North is here, right? So what do you mean? You mean when you go near there's a exit map zone, is it?
Yeah, no, not there. It's
over here?
Towards A. Okay.
Over here? A? Here?
A. That's C.
Wait, what do you mean by... Oh, you mean that one. Okay. What zone? You mean the corner here?
There was a kill zone, if I remember correctly.
Oh, you mean over here there's a kill zone. You mean when you enter the bus or what? Kill zone and map edge. Oh, we'll look into that later.
Trent would give some feedback.
I see. Yeah, there's a kill zone here. Oh, okay, there's a kill zone here. Okay, we'll probably move the wall around here because there's no gameplay value going inside here, so we'll probably just move the wall over here.
Yeah, but there's at the bank. It's at the bank, so right at A.
Yeah. I think it's this one. Yeah, this one cuts all the way to here. In front of the bank. Yeah, probably here. This is A, right? By the way. I don't recall. Yeah. So... yeah, on the topic of covers, right, one of the important things we want to give to the FPS players is that we want to kind of reduce some of the open ground so you don't get shot by units. I mean, some of the open ground still need to maintain for tactical reasons, but we are adding a lot more covers, as you can see over here. This used to be very open as well. But one important thing is that we've added this. So this little fortified station here, it's actually blocking the road. So we no longer have road access to the middle. You have to go through here. Vehicles need to go through here, right? Or they need to go through here. We've opened this up. This used to be something blocking. So this is a very, very fortified position now. So the purpose of adding this fortified position is actually to relinquish some of the advantage that you have when you eventually got B. So usually the first player that got B is very easy to defend because over here is open, right? So if you start, let's say this side is a GSF team, right? So let's say the GSF team were to control these points, they will defend from here, and then they will defend from here, and there's very little you can do because this is completely open, right? If you try to run past here, you have vehicles, you know, you have phalanx, and all this will just shoot you. It's going to be very hard for you to come here all the way here and jump down to cap. You know what I mean?
I like it. I actually like the addition of that little bunker area.
Yeah. So this is a very good fortified bunker. So if you can control this bunker, even though you don't have B, you can easily slowly poke it. So if you are GSF, you can definitely come here to hack, right? And if you are Exeron, you control this bunker, then you can control the entrance of their base, right? You can kind of like maybe a little bit. I mean, you can't completely stop them, but you have some intel. You know that what's coming. And you can't have like one tank shoot all the way to the end, and then your vehicle just absolutely cannot exit. So this will also force the vehicle to turn a bit and not have that kind of freedom to move everywhere. Yeah, but the roads are still clear in terms of this main highway here.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so we're about to move to the pole thing, but I just want to show some of the smaller changes like over here. These changes might seem trivial, but this is more for the FAS players. We want to give them more cover. Remember, this area used to be completely open. So yeah, we give more situations to fight. There's a bit of a taxi stand here.
Well, it was not open until the bushy nerf. That was
the bushy. This map never have bushy. Commanders controlling unit under and around the bridge. But there's not much control you can do over here. It's just microwave, and then you have to kind of tilt your camera a bit. It's kind of currently causes some issue. What issue are we talking about here? Yeah, the fort is safe from artillery and echelon fire. That is correct. Yeah, that's one thing I didn't mention. Yeah, it's safe from artillery. So this will be one of those defensive zones where it's completely safe from the artillery. Yep. So what other areas here as well? So here used to be nothing. So now it's much more decoed. I don't know whether you recall. This was completely open back then. Now it's a bit more. There's a bit more cover. You can maneuver better. It's much more decoed, if one might put it. Some vehicles as well.
It makes at least gives you some cover from like enemy fire because indeed, if you came from that base, it's always an open field.
Correct.
Get mowed down.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, so if the Exeron side hold this area, right, then they have a lot of rooks and iron guards on it. It's very hard to come in, especially as a player. So these give you a lot more options to engage. Yeah, and the summary I'm trying to make is that I'm giving them more options to engage into B. You can either engage from here, you can engage from here, you can engage from here, or you can go through here and you can engage. But this part is the same, more or less. Yeah, you can actually also take over the higher ground and really engage B if you want. Actually, this part not necessarily is for the GSF side only, which is the team 1. If you come from this side and you manage to go through here and totally capture this high ground, put a mill here, you can still defend B. This can still be your area. You know what I mean? Like it's biased towards that team, but not necessarily only for that team.
That's good.
Yeah. So one last changes I want to talk about is the path. So notice that the path is not being blocked. So for vehicles, you will have to corner a little bit. Again, you know what this is for, right?
The shooting.
The shooting.
Straight shot.
So you don't have straight shots anymore. You cannot do the Sigma thing. You cannot fire straight into the base anymore. And you cannot see anymore also from here. You have that. Oh gosh, you have that container blocking, but there's still a little bit of hole here. But you can't avoid this kind of holes. So we've cleaned up a little bit as well here. Some of the covers make slightly more sense. It's an ambulance here. There's a bit of an Easter egg in this mission. You can actually check it out. There's one tall cover as well here. This is again is to prevent someone from the tall area from shooting a vehicle. So we kind of covered up a bit here. We've opened some of the random stuff on the road so that it doesn't block the reactors.
Toast on the wall, I see.
Yep. Sorry, what on the wall?
Some toast on the wall.
Toast on the wall? Yeah, man.
Yeah,
And toast.
yeah.
Yep. Very strange, this Sigma nerfs. Well, it's not exactly Sigma nerf. So if your Sigma is here, you can still defend against tank coming down, right? But what you can't do is that you can't have Sigma over here just completely guarding the entrance of the base. You know, you can't do it as well here. You can't have a Sigma here completely guarding the entrance of the base. But you can put a Sigma here and prevent M33 from rolling through this lane, right? So ultimately, we are limiting them a bit. Well, you could say it's a nerf, but you know, eventually it's just to limit them a bit. So let me check if I missed out anything before we go to the poll. Yeah, there's some redeco going on here as well. Over here as well a little bit. Yeah, so last time, this little lane, it's just like weird stuff, right? Random cars and all that. So we kind of want to correct it a bit. Over here as well, there's a little nice quarantine zone here. So we clean it up a bit, so it's easier for you to walk through this lane. A bit more cohesive design over here. Okay, any other question? No other questions from here. I want to move to the next one. So, drum roll. So this is one thing I wanted to ask. We are okay with both. Yeah, that's a table roll, bro. So,
Let me
what?
grab my drum. Oh wait, no.
Oh, you have a drum?
No, I don't.
Maybe you should put. Okay, so one of the things we want to do is to open up this lane. Can you see this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring an IV in because I can.
Because you can, of course. That's why not.
Where's my IV? Yep, here. Okay, so one of this we will put this up for poll, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna put this up for poll. We want to open this path so you can actually sneak through here, all the way down here. Thoughts? So we're gonna open the poll in a while in the Discord. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna open up this lane. You cannot go through here. Actually, this lane was originally open, just to let you know. Kaskins, the chief designer of this map, actually proposed this lane to be open back then. But there's just too many lanes, right? So if this lane is open, then we have 5 full lanes, which is just way overkill. So we open it partially. So we close this here right now, right? So one of the things we want to have a feedback from community. The choice is yours. So, but of course it's subject to test. But if something breaks tremendously, then we're probably not going to do it. But we are okay with both. So we might have this lane open up. So you can actually battle your way here, right? Refuse to engage there and just turn over here. Go all the way down. And you get the victory point, right? And then you can also flank the enemy from the back if that area is completely secured. So when you are defending here, you have to bear in mind that they can actually sneak through here. So this will be a legitimate sneak path. You can go through here, you can go straight, turn right, go here. So on the other side as well. So on the other side, we will actually be moving this over here.
Oof. Full 5 lane.
No, it's 5.5 actually. 4.5.
5.
So here, oh my god, I'm lost. Yeah, here. So instead of engaging here, I actually have the option to go through here, or here, right? Instead of engaging there, I can turn around, go here, go all the way down, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you guys some idea.
Like just need some cover, if that were to go open.
Sorry?
I feel like it would need some cover.
Cover to?
Cover for the FPS player.
From where to where?
It's now relatively open.
Oh yeah, right now because we didn't actually deco this yet. So what we're gonna do is that we might be able to go straight here, turn right. You know what? I'm just going to simulate this a little bit. But we're going to close this lane for sure. Like, it's going to be half a lane open. So you can actually go straight, refuse to engage there, and go straight to the corner. Right? All the way down here. So we're going to start a poll later to actually talk about whether you guys want to see this happening or not, right? And we'll only check the poll like in a few days. So it is still defensible, meaning that you can still see it. If you defend from here, you can still prevent them from running through. But I feel that this may be a bit far from this bridge, because this bridge you have a direct view to the shortcuts, right?
Yeah, but at the same time they have more control of B. So.
Sorry. Oh yeah, correct,
They
correct.
have, so it's a give. Like it's a give and
It's a
lose.
give and take, guys. It's a give and take, right? So,
Give
but
and
again,
take,
there's a shortcut path here, right? So if somebody sneaks through, it could be a flank, or it could be an opportunity to say, hey, I saw an IFV just pass through. So where else here? But we're gonna have to make it balance. If one side have, the other side should have as well. Oh yeah,
And
this is the
what I
secret
like
path.
about it is that it takes away like the all importance of B.
Correct.
So to say
Correct.
it diffuses more to the sides instead of just focusing all
Yeah.
on one point.
You can, so back then what I know is that if you hold this point, there's no way they could sneak past here, right? Because this is like a choke point. So my issue here is because of this lah. It's you can still sneak through lah, very very hard, but yeah, because once you hold this, there's gonna be armories here, there's gonna be phalanx, there's gonna be whatever turrets and all the shenanigans over here, and it's just not possible to sneak through. So what is not true on Trent? Trent is something not true. Will the air officer still get stuck going to Charlie? I'm not aware of air officer get stuck going to Charlie. Charlie will be here, right?
They were stuck at the old support point, so maybe it's that fixed
Sorry,
with the
this one?
new,
This one?
layout.
They get stuck here, is it?
No, the support point.
Sorry, support?
The old support point.
Sorry, what do you mean by support?
Yeah.
Supplies? Here?
Okay, if you go down, if you go around back of the building,
Back of the
round
here?
building, there, under the roof, under the.
Oh, you mean they got stuck here? Let me see.
Yes.
Right. Okay, we can do something about this. We definitely can do something about this. I'm actually noting all this down. Exit. Out of bounds. Zone near A. Okay, I'm actually noting this out. Thanks, Mike the Amazing. You're amazing. Yeah, so
good
this
call,
building
good call.
seems to be a bit funky. We'll take a look. So yeah, so we want to open a poll to see whether you guys want to see this going through or not. But what are your thoughts, Picky? Open, no open?
Now, I would say open, just because you have less importance on B, and it also gives some value to losing the choke point at, well, the checkpoint at B, and getting the fortification back at C, which then overlooks your backdoor.
I see. So yep. So you would vote for open, right?
I am going to vote. That's
All right.
I think
So
it matters in my own hands.
all right. So let's put up a poll on Discord right now, now while we're talking at this. Right. So I'm gonna be putting a suggestion board. So usually suggestion board is for the community. So if you guys haven't joined Discord, join us discord.gg/ammoboxstudios. Just to let you know, community actually have the opportunity to suggest any changes and gameplay changes or art changes or anything that's cool. Just list it down, and then every time we have a new sprint, we'll just look through, and I will say, hey, you know what, we can do this. You know what, this is cool. But of course, everything is subject to approval. Should side lanes of town square we want to hear your voice. Should we put a link? Maybe we should put a link to it.
It's not in the suggestion yet.
Side lanes. Yeah. I haven't approved the suggestion. Reference for use of poll. Okay, so okay, Okay, while I'm doing this, I want to hear from some of the guys at Twitch as well. Let us know whether you will be voting yes or no for this. You don't have to decide now, but you could, tell us like, hey, this is actually good, this is actually not good. So it will be a yes for you, right, Picky?
It will definitely.
Woohoo! Good to hear that. So I'm actually okay for this. Sorry?
What about you? What do you think?
Hold on, I'm about to finish this one. Okay, so the poll will be going up in a short while. Actually, don't see this as we want to do this and we're asking. This is something that we're okay with both. Not necessarily yes or not necessarily no. But it's something where we want to hear what do you think about this. Okay, suggestion review. Alright. Yep, so the poll is up, so feel free to go there and vote and let us know what you think. So for me, I'm really torn. So on one hand, yeah, it gives a lot of options. But on the other hand, my question is that with the changes where we bring the supplies to the back and we have a better defensible area here and the extra supplies, right? Would this actually solve the problem? So the thing about Town Square is that the map is very intense, right? You realize that while playing PvP in this map, it gets really intense over here. And I see that as two things. It's good in a way that there's a lot of action going on, but it's bad in a way that once you take over, it's very hard to flip that area, right? But my question is that will having the higher defensible ground and extra supplies, a good fortification in the middle here, will this change that? If it does change that, then do we still need to open the lane? Because we don't want to change what it's done really well in Town Square, which is the intensity of the game. You know what I mean? Like the intensity is there, so we don't want to take the intensity away, and then you kind of dilute what was great in the first place. So this is why for me it's kind of like still very much 50-50. Alex North, check out the suggestion bot, the same place where you guys suggest. I actually hit the suggestion myself. So yep. So yeah, that's
Exciting.
So that's exciting. Okay, so should we move to the next map? Let's take a look. So the next map we're gonna look at is, okay, not every map has so much changes. So just to let you know, it's like some of them has less changes, some has more. So crossing is going to have a bit of changes as well. But okay, something I'm not sure if everyone is aware of this. So do you realize that some of the maps actually you are able to secure the resource points from inside the base? So I'm sure some of them know. I've seen Orange does this. I'm pretty sure you do as well, Picky. Do you know that crossing you have a location where you can secure from the base?
Jeremy, pause for a moment. Did something happen? Like you got echo again?
Don't tell me it's the...
Is it because it was loading earlier?
I'm not sure. It could be. Is the echo still there? It's gonna wait a while. Let me see. Or maybe I moved the mic a little bit.
What
Yellow?
do you mean with securing the...
Yeah, it was the loading.
Yeah, it's a loading. Okay.
What do you mean with securing the point?
Yeah, so this point, you used to be able to put a power reactor here to secure this point. You know that?
Right. Yeah, I knew that.
You put it like right at the edge of the point. So we are in the process of removing all this advantage because it gives Exaron, it gives the commander a little bit more advantage, and it takes away the capability for officers to actually harass the points. So this is in a way something for the officer, it's like, hey, you know what, now you can harass it better. So if you want to secure this point, you're going to have to move your reactor out here. Right.
I find it's good because otherwise Exaron will get more free power without any risk.
Yeah, you remove the risk away from it. So you can actually secure this, right, and you play energy. You can 100% do this safely. So like right now, if you overload your reactor outside, you're going to get one shot by someone who actually catch you overloading it.
Yeah.
So yeah. So this is one of the main changes. By removing some of this thing here, we also redecoed this to kind of clean it up a bit, so it's a bit more cohesive combat area, but not much changes here. Like this is like a container with a lot of servers inside rather than bank. If you realize that, a little bit of trivia, all the credit points are actually nearby to the bank, so some of it has Yeah, some of it doesn't have the bank. Oh, Slav says plug into this room. I'd rather not do that now because if I plug it. Can you still lock the point without blocking the road? Yes, you can. You can actually lock it over here. 100% do it. If you mean the road to go inside, yeah, but I'm not sure why you would want to. You would worry about getting blocked here because Alex now is asking. Can you still do it without not blocking the road? Yeah, so that's the answer. So remember this point, the safe zone that you can actually turret can actually defend it is gone now.
Oh.
And it's here. So again, if you want to secure this, it's now open for harassment. We've checked the distance. The distance is now about the same. So back then, this used to be nearer for this team, whereby that side used to be further, right? So right now, over there, you can harass. Rhino is a champion of harassing the energy points. So
I'm wondering, can you place a power plant at the base side of this building?
sorry, base side over here.
Yeah, you should be able to.
I think you might be able to do it. You might be able to do it. Whether we're going to allow it or not is another question. Yeah, whether we allow it or not is another question. But you might be able to do the same on the other side because we don't actually enforce being able to defend secured point. Because if you do this, you defend here, you're also defending a secured point, right? You know what I mean? It's just that you don't, but you never have to get near to the reactor. So let's say you put your reactor here, I can still fire a reactor here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be. It's just that back then, when I'm capping the thing, the turret is firing at me. So it's a little bit different. Picky making excellent stuff every minute. Yeah. And Rhino as well. Rhino is like, yeah, I'm not sure if Rhino is in the chat. So Rhino is like a champion of harassing energy points. Kudos to him. So yeah. So this one, not much changes here, but there's a little bit of change over here. So this comment actually came very early from Mighty Toast, one of our older players, and he mentioned that two of these supplies is actually very near. So we remeasured the supply distance, and true enough, right, this supply is actually much nearer to the base compared to this side. So we did move here like just a couple of steps, right? But we changed this, so we've actually moved this point, this supply. So remember there used to be a supply here, right? We move it here, right? So this is a lot more interesting. You can put a power reactor here, still 100% being hidden, right? You can still hide your power reactor, but it's no longer like you can actually hold two, supply points just by standing here. So right now, if you stand here and defend here, you can still get stolen from here very, very well. So of course you can still do it, but it's much harder to do it and it's not easy. I mean, of course, one mortar can still defend both of this, but we do know that this supply is actually much easier to defend compared to this, right? Like one of the reason is that over here, the turrets cannot fire at them, but you have full vision just outside of here, right? So it's much easier to defend. So here it's a little bit harder to defend, but again, we check the distance. This is actually the same. So this is about so just to show you guys a little bit peek behind the curtains on how we work on some of these things. We can actually measure this, right? So check it out. So it says that so the distance to team 1 is like 211 meters, right? So so of course it would favor team 0 because this is team 0's power. I mean, so see this? So this is 211 meters as well, so 214 meters, so it's a difference of 3 meters, which is very, very small. So it's within 1 or 2% margin. So can we still hide the container on C? Where is C? Here? Can we hide in the container? Can you hide in the container? How? Here?
I was not aware, actually, you could do that.
Oh, you mean here? I thought you're talking about here. No, none of this changed, Trent. None of this changed. So yeah, if you want to hide in the container, feel free to do it. But I think you are kind of open and you can get shot at. But I don't know. Maybe we can just close this up if it's not too big of a trouble. The green one, yeah, maybe. But what is the big deal of hiding here though? You don't actually get a lot of advantage from doing that. Picky is currently judging by the voice. Picky is hiding in the container.
I don't have a new Mac. I don't have a new Mac. That's the problem. I need a new Mac. So.
Right. So we were contemplating on actually put one's credit over here, but I think we're probably not going to do it. I mean, it will be very interesting. So we're probably not going to pull this one up because we haven't actually examined how good is it. We might put one credit over here. It's an extra one, but maybe seem a bit overkill because this map already has the extra credits. Let me count how many credits on this map. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we already have 4 already. So adding it will be like something more. So this one has been moved as well. So the power has been moved here. You can now put reactors here, so it's not completely open. You can't harass from here. You can still harass, but you can come here. Right? We actually bring it forward a bit. It's more or less the same range, but one thing that has been moved significantly is this. So this credit, it's actually very far. So we compare the symmetry of this credit, right? We now bring the range, again using the tool to measure. This is actually the equal range. So as you can see, it also makes sense. This is the road, opposite of the road, you have this. Over here is the same. Opposite of the road, you have it as well. So we actually move this over here. You can still defend here, but it's not as easy to harass as over here.
I like it actually, yeah.
Yeah, you like this? Okay, that's great.
Even though I'm a harasser, it hurts me so, but it's a good change.
Right, good to hear, good to hear. So I think this crossing not much changes. It's just over there. Let me see if there's any other changes in crossing. Yeah, I don't think so. It's just here. I think this is the major one. Right,
Yeah,
what do you think?
that's definitely the major one. And also the energy point I say for...
Yeah, energy as well. Energy is quite major as well. Yep. Subway changes. Sorry, what subway changes are we talking about, Trent? No, there's no subway changes. Were you looking for subway changes? Why? Let us know about your thoughts. We are still not completely close to adding any more changes, but no, there's no changes here so far. I mean, Crossing overall is one of the maps where I really enjoy playing. So, okay, let's look at the next one. Downtown. So Downtown doesn't have a lot of things. Downtown. Okay. So Downtown has one small changes. I know before I move to the last map, which actually has one of the most changes as well. The first and the last have the most changes. So Downtown, you realize that you can lock your points from inside, right?
No, of course.
Yeah, so Downtown, we just moved it here. That's all for this map. I mean, other than some of the redecoed here. Actually, this is a very
unused cache point in the fan.
Yeah, this is a van carrying a hacking machine. So it unloads here and then you can plug it in. So there's a very nice bug over here. I didn't realize. Renovation building. So there's not much changes we have here. I'm wondering what are your thoughts on Downtown? Do you guys like Downtown? You know, extra eco cheese. Yeah, no more eco cheese. It's a bit unfair to be able to lock from inside. So if there's any changes you guys want to see in this map, go ahead and let us know. I actually want to do something about it. This is a very dangerous one. This one, right?
Sigma, yeah, Sigma.
This Sigma blasting the base is actually a very dangerous one. But again, there's the same one over here. But you can't actually fire at the... Hey, actually you can. Yeah, same. Almost the same.
The range is just not good enough for the Sigma, I think, to reach it. And to be fair, if you get a Sigma that's that far ahead, you actually serve it at that point because it's really rough.
Yeah.
The server so it's a strategy.
Yeah. So right now you can actually attack ground on high spots. It used to be not able to do it. Right now on the public build you're not able to do it, but after the changes, we actually did some changes to the for you guys who are not aware, right, there's a really major bug on the target selection right now. Like if you point your mouse inside an unpathable area and let's say you're trying to call down an airstrike, you point it there and the indicator goes away, it's going to strike at somewhere else in the map. So it gets the position actually glitches out. So you do not want to do that. So we have already fixed that. If you're playing right now, make sure that the indicator is there when you click, otherwise there's a known bug. So we have changed some of the target selection things. So right now you can actually force attack the turret. So back then if you try to force attack the turret, that it will snap to the ground. You will see that the attack ground actually goes to the ground, right? Imagine keeping on this nightmare for us. Yeah. So back then you cannot force attack the turret. So right now you can. So this is very dangerous. You can bring a Sigma here. You don't need any vision. You can force attack the turret in the sky. not the sky, I mean the turret at the elevated position.
I'm interested to see what happens then.
Yeah. So not much changes here, but the last one we're going to talk about is Sunday Mall. Sunday Mall will have a second pole. Sunday Mall has 4 safe reactor locations. Not really 4 though. I believe Sunday Mall has 3. The 4th safe location is actually not very safe because it's quite open to A. But we may disagree on that. Yeah, let me see. Sunday Mall. Okay, so your 4th safe location includes the supplies, right? I don't know if he answers me. If you include the supplies, then I don't consider the supplies quite safe. But anyway, so alright, Sunday Mall changes. So now Sunday Mall is also one of those maps where you can actually secure from inside. So I'm gonna go clockwise from here. So right now, Picky, what changed in the base?
No, the back door is gone.
So the entire back door is gone. Bye bye. No more. We just clean this area up. We send the base in. It's like clean it up. No more secure from the base. No more triple points that can be guarded by the turrets. Alex now is crying.
I love his sorrow for his extra economy. He's not mine.
So one of the issues with Sunday Mall, in my opinion, is that the base has too many points in the middle, and there are too many dead zones in the map because you don't need to defend all the points. You just need to fight in certain areas. So there's a lot of dead zones, and the harassment points are like you bottleneck the harassment points, right? So you can see right now there's a lot of focus on these lanes because all the important stuff are here, and then you have 1 extra energy here, right? But a lot of the economy is in the base. You have 2 credits and 1 energy that is 100% secured by the turrets, right? So right now we've removed that. We've also made the base more frontal a bit. As you can see, we've moved the command center out. It used to be all the way back here, if you remember. We have removed it, so it's much nearer now. So the moment you come down, you straight away get out. So there's a bit less running per supply point. We have it kind of locked. Yes, it's been moved. Oh, I don't think there's any cannot lock. I think there's some that the Exeron cannot lock, not the GSF though.
No, all can lock, but you just need to change your camera like quite a lot.
Yes, for GSF all can be locked. But now I know the reactor on that side cannot be locked near the building. You mean this side? So yeah, the base has been changed over here as well. So there's no more. This side has been cleaned up. No more. It's gonna be totally closed. So the points has been moved. So this one, there used to be a point here, right? It's been moved slightly, just slightly over here. Right. Again, we have cleaned it up a bit. So back then, we used to have this problem where you put a reactor here and then you block the road, right? So right now, we give you a lot more space so you can put a reactor here. And you won't have an issue. You can actually just cross here. Yeah, if you can see here. Right? Nice, so, nice. Yeah, this has been changed. But, Piggy, you didn't ask where did the energy go?
Where did the energy go?
No energy! I'm just kidding. What? I'm just kidding. Yeah. So, the energy has been moved here.
More important to the middle. I like it.
Yeah. So, basically, the turrets can fire up to around here. Right? So, I think about here, maybe. One side is actually very further.
10 pounds for tonight's session, though. I haven't heard coming up.
Sorry?
So, I haven't heard thing coming on, so I gotta go.
Oh!
I'm really liking the change of having the back door locked, even though it hurts my harassing troll. It actually places more importance on the middle. I really dig it.
Right. Okay, you have to go like now?
Yeah, I have to go now. Sorry.
Alright, no problem. So I will just stay for the rest of the day. Hey, thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, you.
Yep. So for the viewers out there, I'm just gonna continue to show you guys some of the changes. So Pick has to go. So the energy point has been changed over here. We don't want to see the energy point being completely irrelevant other than, backcapping. It's just not relevant for the enemy to even try to attack. So right now it's a bit more dangerous. So the enemy sneaks through the back of the path. They can disrupt your victory point here. Yeah, Alex, now the roof has a bit more value because this is actually defending the energy point. That is actually a very good point. I never actually thought of that. We're going to open one more poll for this map, so stay with us for a while more. We will be, adding an additional poll on this. So the energy has been moved to here. over here as well is the same. So this is one of those map where it is not symmetrical, but it's more mirrored. Like the energy is on the left, this side will be on the right, but it's on the same side, right? So this lane become a bit more important because you can now harass. You can come here, blow up the armory, cap this, and then run away, right? And you can actually drop an armory here as well. Let's say you harass here, capture it, drop an armory, you know, and then just make it hell for your opponent. So another major change that's coming in over here will be the credit. So this side used to have 1 credit, right? No more points here. We moved it all the way to the corner over here. So there's a bit more changes here. We added a bank here. Heights Dominion Bank. So this side will have a credit point that's nearer to A. Over here as well, we have a point that's nearer to A as well. So this side has been moved from here. So back then there used to be a cash point. Oh, inside. This is one of those cash points inside the base, right? So it has been moved out to here. So you can still secure it with a reactor, I believe. Yeah, you can actually secure it with a reactor here. Not a problem. We've tried it.
Still quite safe.
Yeah. So, oh, Rico is joining us. Hello.
I'm taking a bit, hey.
Yep. Okay.
Cash
Yep.
here.
Yeah. So we've moved the cash point over here, Rico, and you can actually secure it with a reactor at the back. So this change means that this lane is going to be a bit more valuable. We want to kind of remove the dead zones over here. There's not a lot of happening here, if you can realize, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you harass it.
Not much gain to attack it.
Correct. There's not much gain to attack. And right now we open this path so you can actually get a reactor over here. Right.
Oh.
I don't know whether this side can go through now. No, the reactor cannot.
The pole actually block it.
Yeah.
The pole will block it.
Yeah, 100%. So, ladies and gentlemen, just want to show you all something. So we can actually see this. This is the path of where the vehicles is allowed to go.
Oh yeah, it's cut off.
Right? Yeah, so is this cut off? So this is the path where we definitely can. By the way, this hasn't been cleaned up yet, so we are still working on the Sunday Mall part. We're probably going to clean this up so that you can actually drive the reactor in. So over here at the back, we do have the reactor be able to park over here. So back then, I think we just slightly moved it. It's over here, I think. If I'm not mistaken, it's over here.
very similar from my memory, so I can't
Yeah.
gauge this as well.
This one is definitely very similar. We just move it slightly. But what makes a lot of difference is this one. So this one is being moved. But you can definitely put a reactor here without blocking the road. But this is certainly not safe because you can get shot at from here.
Yeah, especially with a seeker from the other side.
Yeah, it's definitely safer here. But we probably... Oh, okay, now I know. This is deliberate. So the level designer told me that he's already... Kaskin told me he's open up here. So right now it's over here. So this is actually fair, right? So you can... If you have a reactor there, you can harass from here. We have a reactor here, you can harass from here as well.
Yeah.
Right? So this is a bit fair. So otherwise, you're going to have to open the path here. Because the symmetry of the map. Middle of the map, roofs and PCVP road. Yeah, we're going there, Trent. We're going there. I love that part as well. So, yep. So we are going from here. Okay, so we're going to move to the most exciting part. So, one of the problems with... Yeah, B and C. So this is the hot zone of every Sunday Mall struggle, right? And one very interesting thing is that I'm not sure many people realize this or not. There's a path here, but there's no path over here. So right now we've opened this up. So ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, finally.
feast your eyes upon the new layout of Sunday Mall.
Finally open up.
Yep. So it's not very fair, right? So you think about it this way. This side, back then, there's only one choke point. The choke point is this small. It's very easy to defend.
So easy to hold as well.
Correct. It's very, very easy to hold. So this choke point is a nightmare to deal with. And then you have tanks or Sigma or whatever here. There's no way you can go. But over here it's not fair, you know. So you're kind of defending here. And these guys are just leaking through the back, you know, just hitting your stuff, you know, taking up your shit, you know, blowing up stuff. Yeah, and they can walk all the way here, and then start killing your phalanx from here. So I've seen a lot of times these guys sneak behind here, start lobbing MRPG across. It's just not fun.
I admit I'm one of those players.
Yeah, you know. But if we allow this area to happen, we need to allow it for that side
And
as
so I
well.
must have something similar.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we redecoed this area a bit. There's a bit of a quarantine zone here. We've moved the cash point as well. So this cash point, sorry, a bit tongue twister there, used to be blocking the road, right? If you want to put a reactor here,
Yes.
the reactor is blocking the road.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
the only way to not block the road is to put it here, and then you get shot from that side.
Which is not protected, which is never
Yeah.
good. It's like you put it down to lock it down, and after 2 minutes, it's gone.
Correct. And then you have this very weird rubbish bin here that is like small hole where you can walk through or cannot walk through, I'm not sure. And a very odd place for you to place a turret. So basically we kind of open this area up, we push the building back a bit, more in line with this. Although they look different, but we give almost similar amount of space. We put one vehicle here to block. It's a mobile clinic here. But what's more exciting is this little path, right? So right now, right, you can also sneak through here. So this, one thing, this bottleneck, right, is a double-edged sword. So if you're losing hard, it's very hard to assault here because they will just, you know, many times they have an armory here and then they just stop you from crawling through, right?
Yes. You can't get through it.
You absolutely cannot get through it, and then they have like rooks, you know, they have phantom drone here and all this nonsense, and you just can't do anything. So you can't get out as well. But where else over here is harder to lock, right? Because you can come here and you can harass, you know, you can go here, you can flank from the back. So we open up this lane actually to help both sides. It gives a bit more freedom. There's a bit less bottleneck. So you can cap here and you can secure your reactor here safely. And then you can move here, you can engage the middle from here. Right, so there's a lot more options. And you can also sneak all the way to the back. Here, you know.
Just land all the way.
Yep. And if they were to put a Sigma or a Phalanx over here, then you have a lot more options.
That path is not movable for vehicle, right? Oh yeah.
This one, nope, it's not movable. So we didn't want it to be movable for vehicle because it's not movable for vehicle here as well. What we did experiment on back then is actually to open this lane to let vehicles go in. But we're probably not going to do that. There were a bit of a terrible repercussion. I forget what was it. Oh yeah, too many lanes. So right now we already have 2 lanes that the vehicle can go. Another 2. So we open this, it's like 5 lanes already. So we try not to have too many vehicle lanes. Yeah, so yep, so this will open. So thoughts, Rico?
Oh, so it will make things more interesting because holding down a single point, that one should be C point, right? The one you just opened up.
Yeah, this is a C point.
Yeah.
We are opening.
So C point now is easier to retake and also to defend.
Right.
In a sense.
Yep.
Both way actually it's a both way. So it's quite good. It makes it more balanced.
Yep. I feel
Because
it's
previously after you take B from the other side, you pull up everything here, you put a choke point, you can bunker up, and you can hold it quite well, and the other side you can get out. Unless the flank up to A side first and then try to divert the forces around.
yeah. Alexnov, power plants are going to have a rough time reaching these new points. Yes and no. I don't think power plants have a lot of problem now after the Nexus update. Power plants seems to navigate a little bit more better than back then. But power plants usually is not the problem. Fabricators are what usually have a lot of problems because it's very long.
Bigger.
Yeah, and as we try to rotate, it gets hit. So we have a nice new bank here as well, very nicely decorated. I mean this
That's
bank.
very nice.
Yeah, so this cash point, it's here, and this is probably going to be some dead zones. We just added some nice decor here. This is a really nice bank. Should have a heist
The
mission.
roofing, are we giving planning to add any more access point for the roof? To see more rooftop battles maybe.
Okay, that you took the words right out of my mouth. Actually, that was our final poll for today. We wanted to open another poll, which I'm okay with doing it, but it's like a yes and no thing. So I will leave it up to the community. Of course, again, subject to test. If it goes really bad, then we're probably not going to do it. But this is the thing where we are keen to do, but we're okay to not do as well, since there's a lot of changes already. Which is to open up this roof nearer to BS. No, sorry, not this roof. Sorry, this roof. So we didn't want to open up this roof because this area is already a hot mess. Opening this up, it's going to make the hot mess even messier. So we like the whole engagement of this thing, you know, firing and hiding and all.
Yeah, this ground level fight here is perfect.
Yeah, this is really very nice.
Setting
Opening
up
up here.
a
Yeah.
second floor on the rooftop.
Correct.
Is, yeah, like you
But
said, it's a
we
hot
do
mess.
want to have a rooftop here. So this one, right? So we want to open up here and here. We're gonna leave this up to y'all. So you can actually go up from here. Either the stairs will be here, or here, or here. But I'm more keen to have the stairs go up from here, so you can actually defend the B and C, but not actually use it to harass here. So earlier on, I did consider opening up this particular roof, just like here. But the problem is here is that it makes everything very near. You don't have that. This is too valuable. If you have this roof, right, it's gonna be too valuable. I think here will be a
If
bit
you
better.
open up the roof on the VP side, the roof had to be cleaned up as well, right? Because one side, the roof is quite clean and empty, while this side you have a lot of barricades.
Definitely. All this has to go. No choice.
Yeah.
So what we're
We
gonna
have
do
to
is
end
that
up on this side.
what we're gonna do is that we want to open up this roof to defend here, but we don't want them to shoot to the other guy over there. So we might actually put some tall barriers over here, so you can't really shoot. So here as well, so you can actually
That will work.
correct. This is actually purpose of this is to defend the power and also help you to defend this point a little bit better, but from the back, right? So this is like way too defensive. Maybe here, right? Because if you
But the
have
access
this,
point for the roof will only be on one side, right? Or will we open up on both sides,
both side.
like front and back? Both sides.
Oh, you mean the front side and the back side? Oh, that is a good point, because if you have the back side, right, then they're going to siege the base. That's a very good point. Yeah, probably going to be on the front side.
Or maybe from the alley as well, like the other roof side.
Correct.
On
Yeah.
the A side area.
So yeah, so this map has always been a situation of defend your VP and assault A. You know what I mean? It's
Yes,
like it's
yeah.
not a choice between ABC. You know, it's like defend yours, don't screw this up, and the real fight is actually here, right?
But most people was like, forget A, get B and C.
But B, yeah, I don't really think most people, but sometimes yes, it's get B and C, because it's quite easy to assault B and C as well, right? You just have to push in, you can sneak through. But this is quite near their base. But if you are dominating really hard, then yeah, you can get both lah. But I want to make it a bit harder to assault B and C, so that we have the true vision of defend your victory point and the real fight is at A. You know, so it's that if you don't lose this, you can go there. But if you throw everything there, then yeah, you might still lose this. But giving them access to the rooftop here would actually allow you to defend the victory point and also here. But we don't want them to ever touch the energy. So this would be very bad, because if you have this, right, the energy is going to be screwed. It's going to be a hot mess. There's no way you can secure this. So it's very dangerous. So I think this is actually a good area. We did contemplate on opening up all the roof back then. I don't know whether you remember the beta for 1.0. We have every room open.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, there was a few builds in 1.0 beta where every single room was open. It is a hot mess. It's like, who's on the roof? And I remember Kaskins would
It was
actually,
on the roof.
Kaskins would actually come to the roof, I think around here, and he would build a barracks here. He would build multiple barracks here, and then he would put echelons, so you cannot shoot it down, and then he would put phalanx. And it will make it hell. That was a crazy day. All the roof was open. So we can actually put it here. But I'm contemplating
Let's
between
see B point the roof valve opening up, because I see a
Yeah.
potential unfairness.
B point is
So
here.
from this point, so if you open the roof and look right a bit,
Mm-hmm.
the other side. Like from this side, right? If you're on the roof, right, it's harder to defend the back alley area compared to the other
This side?
Yeah,
Why would it be hard to defend? You have direct
defend.
access.
because other side, right, you have.
Oh, you mean here is harder to defend?
No, yeah.
Oh,
no,
you can
wrong
have
roof, wrong roof.
Oh, wrong roof. Sorry.
Wrong roof. Yeah, see, when they come out, right, it's kind of easier to defend, especially when they're capping from the roof. The other side is like,
But I have full access as well. I see the whole thing.
yeah, but they can hide behind those things to cap.
Same as well.
On the
Yeah,
other
you can
side,
do the
I
same.
think it's not so possible. I think it's 'cause
I think
it's
here is
so
easier,
clean.
bro. I absolutely don't agree. I can actually cap it like that. I can crouch here and cap.
Yeah, okay then.
Over here,
Like easier.
over here, Actually, here is the one that you can't do. You can as well. I can. I think both also can. Yeah, I can do it both. Should we allow it? Yeah, that's another question. If we don't allow it, then we can just move it around and just cover it up. But I'm thinking towards allowing it. Did I miss any spice? Yes! You missed the spice! Picky, if you're able to come back, just feel free to come back. Otherwise, continue. Hey, you're back! So, we are moving on. We're moving on to the second poll of today, which is, do we open or do we not open up the roof? Right? So...
Which roofs are it about?
Sorry, this roof. So we're going to open up this roof here, the pole, to allow you to defend B and C stronger, but at the same time have no access to the energy, because we don't want to open up this roof, then you have access to the energy.
Right.
So this one would actually, it helps you to defend B and C, so it gives a stronger position here, especially with this lane being opened up. It's going to be a bit vulnerable, so this position might help them to be a bit more defensive, and also you can defend the energy a little bit better here.
Oh, a new lane. Oh, wow.
Yeah. No. There's no new lane. The lane is it.
better. Just roofs are better.
There's no new lane.
I'm on the side right here. Like the after with 10 now to left.
Here? Oh, wait. Yeah, correct.
The back lane.
So we haven't talked about this right just now? Yeah.
He went up before that.
Oh, you went up before that? Yeah. So back then they used to be lane here and nothing here, right? So if you notice here, the wall, right? For those who have a sharp eye, there used to be like a curved wall over here to block, but it's very odd because here is a lesser ground, here is more ground, so we kind of straighten the wall a bit. We put a bar so you can't directly see through all the way. I mean, you can still jump up here and fire. We're going to decode here a bit. Here seems very empty. But.
Other side seems too full.
Yeah. Another thing is that we're opening up this lane a little bit more. So, back then the bottleneck, this is just to recap, Picky. The bottleneck used to be very harsh, right? You can either be blocked from moving out, or you can block them from coming in. And right now it's a bit easier to break the defensive point with all these things. So opening up the roof might offset that, but in an interesting way because you bring the battle nearer here. And moving the cache point from here to here means that you don't actually have to park your reactor and block the road. Right? Yeah, but there's one very critical thing. I know that we used to put an armory here so that people who are defending B and C actually has the armory, right? But right now the armory is going to be here, so to get to the armory you need to cross the road. So I feel at the end of the day, the defensive point is going to be here. They're going to move the defensive point from here to here. I predict that because that is where the armory is.
Probably.
Right, so officers are like fireflies attracted to the light, and the light is the armory. Yeah. So this will. Yeah, this will also move the power from here to here. Okay, so we are going to go to the poll. This is actually the final changes. Picky, if you haven't seen, we're moving the credits here. And here.
And we're back. Okay, right.
Here as well. This is the one that's near to the base. Sorry, this is the one that's. Yeah, correct. This is the one that's near to the base. It used to be here. No, this is the one that's inside the base. Sorry. Correct. This is the one that, remember here? Here used to have one. Inside the base. It's moved here.
Nice.
Correct. So this A lane is going to be very strong. So I was telling the stream just now. Sunday Mall has always been defend your victory point and get A. The real fight is actually at A, whereby you defend here. So opening up the roof would mean that you get to defend A better. So let us know your opinion whether you guys think that the roof should be open. And
for me, I would say open it up.
Yeah. So what do you think, Pick? What is
up there.
You like fighting up there? That's great. So Pick, what is will this be a yes or a no from you?
I like it yes because it adds to the mind of being like defensive and not offensive nature of B and C, because a lot of fighting of course happens there to get 2 victory points close by, but I like being more attention focused around A with more resource.
So the roof open also will make it so people will go A more as well, so they get their B and C respectively, and they try to fight for A.
Yeah.
Instead of going down the lane.
Yep. So I'm gonna post this up. Opening of rooftop for Sunday Mall. Rooftop near
All these map changes will be coming in for
Halloween. So these map changes will be coming for Halloween. For those who has not seen the Halloween trailers, it is actually on YouTube. Can check it out. I'm gonna be copying Josh's link.
And for more spooky time.
Yep.
I haven't played it, but I think it's going to be interesting.
So it'll be interesting for sure.
Okay. You have the experience of fighting it before, right?
No, Piggy hasn't played.
But have you seen the engineer crawling away down to but not out? That's the question. Deepest mystery of
That
life.
Piggy is only excited if that.
Of course. No,
Yeah,
I
but
really like the hell version of Exron. Like the robotics.
that is actually the Harbinger. The Harbinger actually was in the 2019 where you have to kill them to take the helmet. Yeah. So right now it's Harbinger's Return. It's we are bringing back this one, but the cosmetics, the unlocks, and all this will be far more different since we have a lot more things to unlock right now. There's going to be like a whole new store for Halloween, so it's going to be very interesting. Yep. So for those who are unaware, the Halloween is happening on the, was it 28, Rico? 28.
28.
US time, and it's 29 our time, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Pacific time zone.
Correct. So we're gonna come in with all these map changes, right? It's gonna breathe a fresh air into it. We are not completely close to new ideas yet. If there's any map changes you want to see, please let us know. We want to make the game more interesting and the maps more fair. For a better challenge. We will be announcing the tournaments soon as well. Asia won this round. So these changes will be coming in as well. And also, Halloween will be coming in together with a bunch of balance changes. They'll be part of the tournament as well. Maybe one last fix before the tournament if there are any issues. So there will be a little bit of balance changes, a lot of map changes, and definitely Halloween is going to be the main, bread and butter of this update. So yeah, stay tuned. For those who are not on the Discord, do come to discord.gg/ammoboxstudios. You can chat with the community, and you can get your voice heard about what you want to see in the game. Tell us what you're excited with, and just hang out with the community.
Sounds great.
Yep. So I think.
Players.
Yep.
Have a good time.
Yep. So I think that's all for us. Yep. PvP fans, don't forget. So this is, I think, everything we got for the dev stream. Yep. Map changes, base changes. Yeah. Did I miss something? No. So opinion speak. What is the one element that you're most excited about in Sunday Mall change?
I would say
Energy.
actually having
Putting
the
on
back
it.
door closed. Yeah, the
Back
back
door.
door, I would say.
Open or closed?
Closed. Like it hurts to say me.
Oh, this one. Okay. But the back door doesn't do much, right? Like it's not like you're gonna hit the base from here, are you?
Whoa. We've also great stuff there. It's been fun. Harassing the enemy base.
Oh, I didn't know you actually tried to break the base from here.
But at the same time, it's like, yeah,
Yeah, it's a bit hard to do.
it feels it shouldn't be there.
Right. No, I didn't know you actually tried to hit the base here. So back then, we're also bringing the base a little bit forward so that it's easier to get out. There's less running. Jump down here, you straight away can run out. Okay, so I guess we will close here. We will see you all. We'll be doing more of this dev stream. Let us know, this is something you guys like. Remember to vote for the polls, and we will be implementing these changes really soon because I think Halloween is next week, right? Oh, next weekend.
Correct. Next week.
All right, so all this has got to come in like real quick. So definitely, if you want your voices heard, feel free to let us know, okay? So, alright, so we will see you all next time. We will end the stream in a bit.
Bye-bye. Oh.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay.